Hello friends, this video on diversity in living organisms part 20 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Let us start with the next class, that is Arthropoda or arthropods. So what does the word arthropoda means? The word arthro, it means jointed, poda means legs. So arthropoda together means jointed legs. So now we are going to talk about organisms with jointed legs. So all organisms with jointed legs will fall under this category. So here you can see the picture of an ant. What do I mean by jointed legs? So if you look at the legs of this ant, you can see that there are joints in its leg, right? These are the joints which are quite visible. So this is known as jointed legs. So now I think you can think of many such organisms which you would have seen with jointed legs. So you can understand what all fall under the category of arthropods. Most of the insects which we see, they fall under the category of arthropods, be it cockroach, be it mosquito. They all have got jointed legs. So let us see what are arthropods. They have complex body differentiation. Body is bilaterally symmetrical again. Body made up of 3 layers of cells, that is, they are triploblastic. Reduced internal body cavity filled with blood. So that is why they are known as hemocoelomate. That means the body cavity is present, that is, coelom is present, but it is little reduced. It is not that big. It is reduced and also it is filled with blood. That is why we got this new term hemo. Hemo is something related to blood. So hemocoelomate, that means the coelom is filled with blood and the coelom in this case is little reduced. So initially there were organisms like Porifera which did not have the coelom at all. Then we came to organisms like platyhelminths and nematodes where we started having pseudocoelom, that is false coelom. Then we had organisms like annelids where we had true coelom, so they were coelomate. So now we are at arthropods which have reduced coelom. So the coelom has reduced now and it is filled with blood. So hemocoelomate. It has organ system level of organization because we have specific organs and we also have specific organ system. So what all organ systems we have here? Here we have open circulatory system. So it is not closed. In closed, the blood flows only to the blood vessels, but in open, it is something like it flows throughout the body. It has a nervous system. Now, the nervous system here is little more complex. It consists of brain plus few nerve cords. So, brain plus few nerve cords constitute the nervous system. When we talk about respiration, so how does respiration takes place? Respiration happens either through the body surface or through gills or through lungs. So we have one of these organs or options for the respiratory system. When we talk of the digestive system is complete. So the gut is also complete. Right? Okay. Now, here the body is covered with exoskeleton which is made up of chitin. So if you look at the body of these kind of organisms, they are covered with a skeleton for their protection, and that skeleton is made up of chitin. We have used this word chitin before also because in case of fungi, the cell wall is made up of chitin. So what is chitin? It is nothing but a polymer of a derivative of glucose. They have segmented body. So in these kind of organisms also we can see segmentation. So here you can see the segmentation here. The body is segmented. So whenever the segmentation is there, it is generally to distinct the organ systems. These are organisms with jointed legs. The jointed legs are modified in a number of ways to form many structures like the mouth parts and the reproductive organs or the antennae. So here you can see these are the mouth parts. These are the jointed legs, right? These are all legs. Now if you see, the jointed legs itself are only modified to form this mouth part. They are only modified to form these antennae. Right, and they are only modified to form some reproductive organs as well. So these jointed legs perform many functions. They can get modified to antennae, they can get modified to form mouth parts. They can also get modified to form the reproductive parts. They can be free-living or parasitic. That means they can live on their own, and also they can cause disease in some other organisms. So when I talk about causing harm, we can think of one example of arthropods, that is mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are the blood-sucking vectors which are capable of causing diseases like malaria. They can introduce the plasmodium inside our body. Right? When we talk of a specific parasitic arthropods, we can think of the lice, which we generally have in our hair. So these lice live inside our body, inside our hair, and it receives its nutrients from our body. But at the same time, it causes several kind of infections in our skin. When we talk of free-living arthropods, we have many examples like spider, ant, bees. They are all free-living arthropods. That means they live on their own. They manage to get their food materials from somewhere, but they do not live inside somebody else's body and cause some diseases. They are mobile. Obviously, they have got legs with the help of which they can move from one place to another. Let us look at some of the examples of arthropods. The spider, the butterfly, grasshopper, scorpion, crab, centipedes, cockroach, bugs, ants, mosquito. They are all arthropods. So I'm sure that now you have started seeing organisms which we actually see in our day-to-day life. I mean, when we were talking about porifera or the coelentrates, they were some organisms which most of us have not actually seen in real life because they are not that common in the locality where we live. But these arthropods are very common in our day-to-day life, and if you want, you can observe any of them and you can see that they actually have got jointed legs. That means their legs are formed by joints. So if you look at this crab also, you see there are so many joints in its legs. So all of them have jointed legs. Let us look at the next class, that is mollusca. So what does mollusca mean? The word mollusca means soft-bodied. So that means these are going to be some organisms whose bodies are very soft and tender. So let us see. They have complex body differentiation. That's quite obvious. As we are going ahead, complexity is actually increasing. Body is made up of 3 layers of cells. That is, they are also triploblastic. Reduced coelomic cavity. As we saw in case of the arthropods, that the coelomic cavity was reduced. So similar thing is observed in case of mollusks also. Just that in case of the arthropods, the coelomic cavity was filled with blood, but in case of mollusks, it is not like that. So even they have reduced coelomic cavity. Organ system level of organization. So here also we have the different organ systems. So here they have open circulatory system. In excretory system, we have organs like kidneys. For nervous system, we have the nerve cords. And also for support, we have hard exoskeleton. So for support, exoskeleton is present. They are less segmented and soft body. That is how they got the name mollusca, because mollusca means soft body. So their bodies are soft and they are not much segmented. Small amount of segmentation is, however, seen. They can be free-living or parasitic. They can either live inside other organisms and cause diseases in them, or they can live on their own. They are mobile, and for mobility, they generally have a foot. One foot, which is very prominently seen, is used for movement from one place to another. So let us try to look at the structure of a mollusk. So here you can see the real life picture of a mollusk called chiton. So chiton is an example of a mollusk where I will tell you the structure of it. So here if you see, this is the head of the chiton. Now inside the head you see there is one slit like opening, that is nothing but the mouth. So this is the mouth. Then we have on the other end a small hole like structure that is used for excretion, and that is the anus. Here you can see some crossed segmented structure. What are these? These are the gills which are used for respiration. Other than that, we have this outer boundary kind of a thing, that is known as girdle. So what is the purpose of this girdle? This girdle is actually like a protection. So it is used for defense. So this is used for defense. Now in case of chitin we have girdle for defense. Similarly, in case of another mollusk like snails, we have a shell which is made up of calcium carbonate, that is used for protection. So it depends. Different organisms have different types of protective covering. So in this case of a chitin, we have a girdle for protection. And here you see the middle structure which you see, this is nothing but the foot. So this structure which you see, this long structure, this is the foot which helps it in its movement. Right, so this is how a chiton looks. Now by looking at the picture itself, you can guess that it must be very soft. It looks like that it is going to be soft. So let us look at other example of mollusks. So chitin is one of them. We have octopus, which is again a mollusk. We have pila, we have unio. These are all examples of mollusks. So they all are less segmented, not too much of segmentation is seen. They have a hard exoskeleton. In some of them it is made up of calcium carbonate. In snails it is called shell, whereas in case of this chitin it is known as girdle. So this was all about mollusks. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.